Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to talk about the matchup between Barcelona and Bayern Munich, because Barcelona in this game at the Camp Nou, right? At the Camp Nou, they have lost 3-0. It was a result that does not resonate with many fans very well, because look, we actually thought for a second that Barcelona were going to go into this game with a great game plan, with a great strategy, that we were going to come up with the correct attitude. But we have not seen what we wanted to see. Koeman continues to not learn from his previous mistakes. We have literally came into this game with the exact same tactic that we came up with against PSG. We allowed the opposition to play. We sat back. We relaxed. We were the ones that said, okay, let's sit back. Let's have the opposition play. And once we do get the ball, let's move forward into the opposition's half. That was basically the game of Koeman's FC Barcelona. That was the reason why Barcelona lost 3-0. Now look, this could work with a team like Chelsea. This could work maybe with a team like Bayern, or maybe like a team like Atletico Madrid, but this type of tactic, this whole strategy of sitting back and trying to counterattack as fast as possible, that is not going to work at FC Barcelona. I don't know how many times I have to repeat this throughout these videos in order for this to be manifested in the football club Barcelona, but now we are here, right? Now we are starting to see the real results on where Barcelona actually is in Europe. Yes, we have won games in La Liga. Yes, it looked very beautiful at the Camp Nou, how we scored with Memphis Depay and Gerard Piqué and many other players. We saw Sergio Roberto score, but now we are facing the reality. Now we're facing where Barcelona's position is actually at. Like, what could happen if Barcelona were to enter the round of 16 or the quarterfinals? We are nowhere near the position to be very dominant, nowhere near to be considered as a team that is one of the elites. And so for those of you guys who are watching me for the first time, this is a Barcelona related channel. I do want to welcome everyone here. Welcome to the channel, welcome to this family. And what we are going to be doing is talk about the first half, the second half, and then talk about the final conclusion, because man, we do have so much to discuss. And we are first going to be talking about the lineup. Now, looking at the lineup here, it was very clear that we were going to be using a 5-3-2 or a 3-5-2. It is the exact same thing. The only thing that many people did question was Sergio Roberto and Luke de Jong starting in this starting 11. When you know that Alphonso Davies was going to be present on the left wing, when you knew that Luke de Jong was not even here for about a full week, but yet Sergio Roberto and Luke de Jong were present in that starting 11. But why place those players, right? I'm not trying to be negative here. This is just common sense. When you know you're facing a team like Bayern Munich, you want to put players on that right wing area that is able to cover up a lot of space, that is able to react quickly to whatever Alphonso Davies does want to do. Sergio Roberto cannot do that. I don't know how many times we have to continue to see a player like Sergio Roberto start on the right wing or as a right back. It was never going to work. And so immediately in this game, within the first half, in those first couple of 10 to 15 minutes, we immediately saw Barcelona sit back and waited for that counter. But obviously, like I've said in the beginning of this video, that is not going to work. That is why we saw Sergio Roberto suffer so much. That is why we saw players like Busquets suffer so much. It's like we haven't learned a single thing since that game against PSG. We literally used the exact same strategy. And you know what makes this even worse, right? You know what makes it so mind-boggling coming from Koeman's tactics and what was his strategy up against Bayern Munich is that, okay, look, if you wanted to use a 3-5-2, if you believe that this was the correct formation, right? Even I did say that the 3-5-2 was going to be the correct formation, then why did you put two players in front of our midfield that was Memphis Depay and Luke de Jong? Like, what are you doing? That was never going to work out. If you were going to really use a 3-5-2 system, you want to have players right next to Memphis Depay, right? Like Felipe Coutinho or Demir to be alongside Memphis Depay. And in that way, you would be able to have ball carriers, right? Someone who can progress the ball when they receive the ball, and then you can attack the space that Bayern were so comfortable of leaving behind. And then you can work with the players like Memphis Depay. Luke de Jong was never going to give you that. And that is why Barcelona seemed so stalled, why they seemed so dry, why we felt so cold in the Camp Nou, is because Barcelona had no outlet to attack. We suffered. And Bayern Munich knew exactly that. Bayern Munich read Barcelona very well. They knew that Barcelona could not counterattack even though they were waiting for Bayern to lose the ball, and they knew that they wanted to attack through Barcelona's right side where Sergio Roberto was from. If you were to look at the first half stats between Barcelona and Bayern Munich, Barcelona had a total shots of 2 while Bayern Munich had a total shots of 5. And then if you were to look at the shots on target, Barcelona did not have a single one. Bayern Munich had a total of 3. Now, why are we seeing that Barcelona had no shots on target? It is because they had so much trouble progressing the ball to Bayern Munich and actually making those chances. Now look, many are going to be saying, but Kevin, the idea of having the 3-5-2 was great. We defended so well. Yes, it's true. Barcelona defended very well. We saw Barcelona try to contain Bayern Munich at the back, but at what cost? cost. Like, you know what it cost us with the 3-5-2 system and coming up with the idea that we were going to defend with 9 players? The cost was Barcelona were not going to be able to see no chances, not scoring any goals. And you know what makes this even worse is that yes, Barcelona defended with 9 men. They parked the bus, they played like Atletico Madrid, but yet Barcelona still conceded a goal in the first half. They still managed to concede 1 goal. And so for Barcelona to approach Bayern in this way, to look so scared, to look like they couldn't handle the pressure coming from Bayern, the way that they respected Bayern so much, they're like, oh my god, it's the precious Bayern. We have to respect them. Just let them play, let them put out a show. Let's defend throughout the rest of these 90 minutes. That is a disgrace. That is not what you call a Barcelona that would be able to compete against the top teams in Europe. That is not what Barcelona is. And I am so sad, right? I am so frustrated to know that there were many fans going into the Camp Nou only to see a Barcelona that did not want to play. This is just the reality. And then going into the second half, we did see again Bayern Munich continued to dominate the ball, to continue to play in Barcelona's half. And I remember there were moments around the 50th minute where Frankie de Jong was asking so many times and lifting up his hands and saying, why are you leaving so many spaces in the middle for Bayern Munich to run into? Because that is the only reason why Barcelona was suffering. It is because Bayern Munich found it so easy to go through that midfield. They found so many spaces. They found balls going through Muller and Gnabry and Sané very easily. And when Barcelona were trying to defend after Bayern were right outside the box, Barcelona were just standing there. They were positioned horribly. Every time Bayern Munich went just outside the box, we were saying, okay, can Barcelona defend this? Can Barcelona defend that? Like, yes, Barcelona really showed that they could defend well, but we should not be seeing those scenarios in the first place. Barcelona should be having the ball. They should be the ones going up to Neuer and trying to score those goals. And then obviously Bayern scored that second goal on the 56th minute. Again, Barcelona were standing. They looked very confused. They're like, what were you doing here? And that is it, right? That was Barcelona's game. It's just, they seemed like they were just very lost. And then let's fast forward towards the 66 minutes, right? Let's talk about some bright notes here just for a second, because it did take Ronald Koeman up until the 66th minute to understand, okay, maybe this could be wrong, to understand maybe we do have something wrong in this system. Because on the 66th minute, we saw the introduction of Gavi, Demir, Mingueza, Coutinho, Alejandro Balde, things and substitutions that should have been done in the very beginning of this game. A starting 11 like this with players like this, like Sergio Roberto and Luke de Jong, was never going to work out. And for a moment there, after those youngsters were introduced on the field, for about 15 minutes, the game actually looked very alive for Barcelona. Barcelona actually looked much more fluid. They were playing much more faster. We're like, okay, this is the Barcelona that we want to see. Like, look, this is what happens when you use the youngsters on the field. It is a much more energetic FC Barcelona. This is something that many of us should be looking forward to within these next couple of months. This is a Barcelona squad that does have the material to be world class, to be one of the best teams in the world, but you have to use them properly. And I do want to make 2 points regarding Barcelona's substitutions when it comes to Gavi, Demir, Mingueza, Coutinho, Alejandro Balde, right? Point number 1, this club does have a future. It is so clear. But the fact that you had to place these youngsters so late in the game after the game was almost finished and there was a clear winner, that is unacceptable. Point number 2, even with the youngsters, Barcelona as a collective were still struggling. Now, why, you may ask? It is because, like I have always said, and I'm going to continue to say this until we have a coach that understands how Barcelona should be playing. Barcelona do not have an identity. Barcelona do not have a style. Barcelona is portraying something that is considered as anti-Barcelona, the complete opposite of what Barcelona is, which is to play exactly like Atletico Madrid. That is not Barcelona. That is why we saw these youngsters and why we saw Gavi and Alejandro Balde run so many laps. Like, yes, they were doing well. They were defending well. They were trying to show that they are warriors. They are fighters. But you should never be putting them in that position in the first place. They were running so many laps because Bayern Munich were attacking 100% of the time. And then fast forward towards the 85th minute, Lewandowski scored the final goal. It was 3-0. Barcelona lost. And I think that the final conclusion is going to be this: Barcelona are far from elite. And the fact that Koeman had 1 season basically to prepare for this game, only to be beaten against Nagelsmann, who took over of Bayern Munich in this summer of 2021, right? He is a young coach. He's inexperienced. He hasn't been in Bayern Munich for so long. The fact that Koeman's Barcelona lost against this version of Bayern Munich, that is a disgrace. And Joan Laporta is going to have to make a decision. And you guys know exactly what I am talking about. If he wants to make that decision to completely change Barcelona around sportingly, the time to do it, to make a managerial decision, would be today, tomorrow, within the next 24 hours. And maybe if you guys do not even want to believe me, maybe if you guys are saying, Kevin, you're just overreacting, Barcelona do have this. Barcelona is going to be successful this season. This is exactly what Gerard Piqué had to say after the game. We are not among the favorites, but still nothing happens. substitutions. Look at Chelsea last season. This game teaches us that Bayern is superior, but very young players have to come out who must be the future of this club. We are Barcelona. I'm sure that we will end up competing. And this is exactly what we have been preaching over the past 6 months. We have named the club Chelsea so many times that set a great example on just how a club can be successful. Chelsea were struggling so much in the previous season up until Tuchel took over of Chelsea's football club, turned them completely around, understood the type of players that he did have, and worked the system that fitted the players that he had available. And that is why Chelsea won the Champions League. When a coach understands what type of players he has within his squad, you are going to be finding that perfect system. Koeman right now with Barcelona, when he works with players like Alejandro Balde, Sergio Busquets, Pedri, Frankie de Jong, Memphis Depay, Dembele, Ansu Fati, he does not understand these players and what should be the correct system in order for Barcelona to be successful, when the system of Barcelona is so clear. But that is going to be it, right? That is basically all I do have to say. Again, I'm sorry that I have to be so tense, why I have to be so loud, but something does need to change. And the fact that Gerard Piqué said this right after the match, he has made it very clear that maybe Koeman may not be the coach to lead Barcelona into a elite top club. And Joan Laporta has to see this. Joan Laporta has to eye this in order to save this club in this current season. But that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona post-match review. Let me know who was your favorite youngster that performed up against Bayern Munich. In my opinion, I liked Alejandro Balde, I liked Gavi, but let me know in the comment sections down below. Again, I do want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.